Basketball has given us countless athletes who have dominated the court, but only a few have dared to conquer another sport entirely. And when it comes to trading the hardwood for the fairway, nobody's story is more fascinating than Steph Curry's. Sure, we all know about his three-point shots and his 4 NBA championships, but there's something about Curry's golf game that even his biggest fans might not realize. And by the end of this video, you'll know the shocking truth about how Curry almost made golf history in a way that no other NBA player has ever come close to achieving.
He just punches it out to him for a second chance. Don't give Steph Curry. Winding down. Curry. Oh. Steph Curry.
But first, just how good is he? Unlike most athletes who pick up golf after their playing days are over, Steph has been balancing both sports throughout his entire NBA career. Growing up in Charlotte, North Carolina, Curry was surrounded by the game of golf from a young age. His father, Del Curry, was a professional basketball player who was also an avid golfer. As a child, Steph would often accompany his father to the local golf course where he would watch in awe as Del effortlessly struck the ball down the fairway. It wasn't long before Steph himself picked up a set of clubs and began honing his own golf skills. While his peers were busy shooting hoops or playing other sports, Steph was immersing himself in the nuances of the golf swing, practicing for hours on end to perfect his technique. Golf was always a big part of the Curry family, and as a kid, he talks about how his dad would take him out to the course on the weekends where they'd spend the whole day just working on their game, and eventually it became their bonding time. This early exposure to golf would prove to be a crucial foundation for Curry's future basketball success. The sport's emphasis on precision, discipline, and mental focus seamlessly translated to his development as a point guard, shaping the way he approached the game of basketball. The lessons I learned on the golf course, the importance of mechanics, the need to stay calm under pressure, the ability to visualize your shot, all of that has been invaluable to me as a basketball player, Curry explained. And by 2009, while most rookies were focused solely on making their mark in the NBA, young Steph Curry was already showing up at local golf courses, sometimes even on game days. His father, Del Curry, recurs how Steph would squeeze in a quick 9 holes before heading to the arena. But here's where it gets interesting. While most celebrity golfers are content with charity tournaments and friendly rounds, Curry had bigger ambitions. In 2017, he did something that left the golf world stunned. He entered the Ellie Mae Classic, a Web.com tour event, basically the NBA G League equivalent of professional golf. Now, many critics dismiss this as a publicity stunt. After all, how could a basketball player compete against guys who golf for a living? But what happened next silenced every doubter. In his first round, Curry shot a 74. For non-golf fans, that's just 4 over par on a professional course. And to put this into perspective, imagine a professional golfer stepping onto an NBA court and scoring 20 points against real NBA players. That is how impressive this was. But what makes Curry's golf game so special? Well, first, his handicap. While most golfers struggle to break 90, Curry plays to a handicap of plus 0.1. Translation, he's better than scratch, meaning he typically shoots par or better on any given course. But what really sets him apart is his mental game. Bob Sutton, a PGA teaching professional who's worked with Curry, explains it perfectly. What makes Stephen different is his ability to process information and adjust in real time. The same skills that make him lethal on a basketball court translate perfectly to golf. His spatial awareness and hand-eye coordination are off the charts. And if you look closely, you can actually see how his basketball skills influence his golf swing. Just like his famous quick-release jump shot, Curry's golf swing is all about rhythm and efficiency. No wasted motion, just pure precision. However, perhaps the most impressive aspect of Curry's golf game isn't just how well he plays. It's how he's managed to become this good while maintaining his elite NBA career. We're talking about a guy who's revolutionized basketball, yet still finds time to compete at a near-professional level in another sport. And that brings us to 2021. During the American Century Championship, a tournament featuring celebrities and athletes, Curry wasn't just competing, he was dominating. He finished 4th overall, ahead of several former pro athletes who now play golf full-time. But what most people don't know is what happened during the practice rounds. According to multiple sources, Curry shot a course record 61 during a practice round at Edgewood, Tahoe. That's 11 under par. To put that into perspective, that score would have won him numerous professional tournaments if he'd done that in a real event. In 2022, Curry took his golf game to an entirely new level. He partnered with Under Armour to create his own golf line. But this wasn't just about selling merchandise. Curry had a bigger vision. making golf more accessible to young athletes. Through his underrated golf program, he's not just teaching kids the game, he's changing the face of golf itself. And the way he's doing it might just revolutionize the sport the same way he revolutionized basketball. Back in 2019, Curry made headlines by fully funding Howard University's NCAA Division I golf teams, a program that had been defunct for over 40 years. His commitment to the sport extends to making it more inclusive and more accessible. Curry's golf initiative gives chances for these young golfers, providing them with opportunities to pursue the game at a competitive level. For Curry, golf just isn't about personal achievement, it's about opening doors for others. Now, let's talk about the technical aspects of Curry's game that make him so unique. Most amateur golfers struggle with consistency, but Curry's approach is different. He's taken the same methodical practice routine that made him the greatest shooter in NBA history and applied it to golf. His typical practice session looks something like this: 100 putting repetitions, 50 chips, and progressive driving practice starting with half swings and building up to a full shot. And one of the most impressive things about this, he does all this after his basketball workouts. That's right, while most of us would be exhausted, Curry's just getting started. Golf legend Phil Mickelson, who's played several rounds with Curry, had this to say: "His understanding of angles and trajectories from basketball translates perfectly to golf. He sees shots that most amateurs don't even consider." But what's even more fascinating is how Curry's approach to golf mirrors his basketball training. Just like he revolutionized basketball practice with his famous shooting routines, he's developed an equally innovative approach to his golf training. Take his infamous golf lab, for example. Hidden away in his Bay Area home is what many consider the most advanced private golf practice facility owned by a non-professional golfer. We're talking about a facility equipped with TrackMan technology, pressure plates to analyze weight distribution, and high-speed cameras that capture every millisecond of his swing. Curry's golf addiction doesn't just help him on the course, he actually credits it with improving his basketball game as well. According to his longtime shooting coach Bruce Frazier, golf has helped Curry develop an even deeper understanding of rotation, balance, and rhythm, all crucial elements of his legendary jump shot. And if you haven't noticed it before, make sure to look for the similarities between his golf and basketball techniques. Watch closely next time you watch him play either sport. That perfect weight transfer in his golf swing, it's the same mechanical principle he uses when stepping back for a three-pointer. The way he stays balanced through contact, that's the same stability you see when he's finishing a jump shot. But how? How has he managed to develop his golf game while dealing with the grueling NBA schedule? Most professional golfers spend their entire lives focusing solely on golf. And Curry, he's becoming elite at it while also being one of the most demanding positions in professional basketball. During the 2022 NBA season, Curry played 64 regular season games and 22 playoff games, traveled approximately 50,000 miles for basketball, practiced countless hours, and still managed to maintain his scratch golfer status. That's like having 2 full-time jobs and excelling at both. During the 2023 offseason, Curry participated in a private practice round with several PGA Tour professionals at the Olympic Club in San Francisco. While the exact scores weren't made public, multiple sources confirmed that Curry shot under par on one of the most challenging courses in America, a course that has hosted 5 US Opens. What makes this even more remarkable is how Curry approaches these opportunities to play with professionals. He's not there just to enjoy the experience or get a few tips. According to those who's played with him, he's actively competing, taking detailed notes, and treating every round as a learning opportunity. This dedication hasn't gone unnoticed in the golf world. The PGA Tour has already had internal discussions about potentially offering Curry a sponsor's exemption into a regular tour event once his NBA career winds down. This would be unprecedented. An NBA player transitioning directly into high-level professional golf. And speaking of playing with pros, let's talk about how Steph Curry nearly made golf history. In 2018, during his second appearance at the Ellie Mae Classic, Curry was just 3 strokes away from making the cut in a professional tournament. Let that sink in. An active NBA superstar in the prime of his basketball career almost made the cut in a professional golf tournament. This has never happened before. Not with Michael Jordan, not with Charles Barkley, not with any other NBA player who's taken up golf. The closest any basketball player had ever come was when Ray Allen played in a Pro-Am event, but he was already retired from the NBA. And this brings us to today. Recent footage of Curry's golf game shows something remarkable. His swing speed has increased to 120 miles per hour, putting him in the same range as many PGA Tour professionals. His putting statistics tracked by his home simulator shows he's making a number of putts that would make many pro golfers jealous. So, how good is Steph Curry at golf? The answer is really simple. He's not just good, he's historically good. We're witnessing something that's never been done before, an active NBA superstar playing golf at a near professional level. His combination of natural talent, work ethic, and competitive drive has produced a golfer who's not just beating celebrities and retired athletes, but competing with actual professionals. He's showing us that with enough passion, dedication, and raw talent, the boundaries between sports can be broken.